Duncan to Congress. What a great man. And I have to tell you a little secret. Tim Burchett was my seatmate when I was in the state senate. And we sat next to one another for 4 years. When I was leading that fight against the state income tax, Tim was right there beside me. Tim sat to my left, and Ron Ramsey sat to my right. So, just remember this, Marsha Blackburn is to the right of Tim Burchett. We had nicknames for one another. I called him Roadkill, and still do, because of his roadkill bill. And he called me Blacktop because I was always working on infrastructure. And so, good friendships. I tell you what, I am just absolutely so excited to be here. And I've got to tell you something. We have a great ticket for this election. And come November 6th, when they start giving those results, Republicans are going to win. We are. Scott Golden laid it out. We're going to have a great governor in Bill Lee. He needs to have these supermajorities in the State House and the State Senate so that we can continue to get great things done for our state. You know, Bill Haslam has been a wonderful governor, and he has really made some great progress. And we got news the other day that Tennessee has the fastest growing median income in the Southeast, and we're one of the 5 fastest growing median incomes in the United States. And a lot of that credit goes to our governor and our General Assembly. So let's make certain these guys stay in office. All of these congressional seats, and I know y'all are going to do a great job for Tim. And of course, we have to make certain that I am your next U.S. Senator. And I'm going to tell you something. We are going to win this race. And I am going to be the hardest working U.S. Senator you have ever had. And I am looking forward to every single minute of it. And I want you all to know that the Democrats keep saying there is some big blue wave that's going to wash over Tennessee this year. They keep talking about trying to turn us purple. Well, I want you to know something right now. When that blue wave gets out here to the state line, it is going to run into the Great Red Wall. And that red wall is every single one of us. You and me, all of us working together to make certain that we are victorious in November. A lot of people keep saying, why in the world does this U.S. Senate race get so much national attention? And many of you have mentioned that to me. Let me tell you the reason why. Chuck Schumer has said his number one recruit for the U.S. Senate is none other than Phil Bredesen. And Chuck Schumer has said his path to being majority leader runs right through Tennessee. And let me tell you, they are putting a lot of money behind Phil Bredesen. You're seeing it in all those TV ads that they are running. And we know that those on the left are going to have the media and the money. But what we have is the people and the policies. And your friends and neighbors all agree with us when it comes to the policies. Now, bear in mind, just as Jimmy was telling you, if Phil Bredesen were to go to the Senate, Phil Bredesen's first vote would be for Chuck Schumer. Then he would support Dianne Feinstein to chair Senate Judiciary. He would support Elizabeth Warren to chair the Senate would ever go vote for Chuck Schumer and Dianne Feinstein and Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders. No, but if you vote for Phil Bredesen, you are voting for them. And here is why. Phil Bredesen had a choice as to how he wanted to run. He could have run as a Republican. Quite frankly, I don't think he had the courage for that. He could have run as an independent. He keeps trying to tell people he's going there to be an independent. He chose to run as a Democrat. He accepted the Democrat nomination to run in the U.S. Senate seat. So he would be there. Chuck Schumer would be his boss in Congress. He would be his boss in Washington, D.C. He would be his boss in the U.S. Senate. And he has already cast his lot on that. So he is running as a Democrat. Now, Phil Bredesen has said that he is running to end the dry spell for Democrats in Tennessee. Let me tell you why I'm running. I am running to take Tennessee values to Washington, D.C. The U.S. Senate is broken, it is dysfunctional, and it is time for that majority to act like a majority, so I am running for positive conservative change. We need them to get President Trump's agenda finished and to his desk so it can be signed into law. And Tennesseans are pretty specific about what they want in their next U.S. Senator. Tennesseans want a conservative in the U.S. Senate. They want somebody who is going to be there to support more constitutional judges and Supreme Court justices. And if I were in the Senate this week, I would be voting yes for Brett Kavanaugh. Judges that President Trump had said he was going to support. Good constitutionalists, which is what Tennesseans want. Good constructionists, people that are going to abide by the rule of law and not legislate from the bench. So I knew early on I was going to be there to support Brett Kavanaugh after President Trump nominated him. It took Phil Bredesen 88 days to make up his mind where he stood on this. And I think that is amazing if that's the way he's going to approach major decisions. Putting his finger in the wind, seeing which way the wind is blowing, and then making a decision. You may not always agree with me, but you are certainly going to know where I stand on issues. I don't have a problem making a decision. Tennesseans also want somebody who is going to support the Trump tax cuts. Tax cuts are working in Tennessee. The economy is in great shape. You've got a lot of economic growth taking place here in East Tennessee. And people want to keep their tax cuts. Phil Bredesen called the tax cuts crumbs. Said he would have voted against them. Not one Democrat in the House or the Senate voted for the tax cuts. Tennesseans want somebody who's going to be there to vote for those tax cuts. When Phil Bredesen was governor, he raised your taxes by $1 billion. When I went to Congress, I restored your ability to deduct the sales tax you pay every year from your federal income tax filing. That is worth $1 billion in your pocket every single year. Tennesseans also want somebody who is going to stand with President Trump and build that wall. And we remember when Phil Bredesen was governor, he decided to give driving certificates to illegal aliens, made our state a magnet for illegal aliens trying to get a driving certificate. He gave out 51,000 of those driving certificates. he said he thinks the wall is the wrong answer and that it's political theater. We know we have to secure our southern border. We have to end all of the gangs, the drug trafficking, the human trafficking, the illegal entry that is coming over that border. Tennesseans also want somebody who is going to work on the debt and the deficit. They want somebody who is going to get the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, off the books. And Mayor Phil Bredesen supports government-run single-payer health care. He wrote a book about it. It's called Fresh Medicine. He supports putting a 20% surcharge on your income. So there are differences between I'm for patient-centered medicine, he's for government control. I'm for building the wall, he is for, I guess, open borders. Doesn't like the wall. He gave you a legal alien's driver's license. I am for supporting our veterans. I am for supporting our men and women in uniform and being certain they have everything they need to do their job. I am for the tax cuts, and I am for constitutional judges who are going to be there to abide by the rule of law. So we've got some bright line differences between the two of us. Now, we know we cannot win this race on our own. You've heard everybody on this stage this evening talk about this. It is going to take you and me, all of us, working together to win this race. And we need your help. We need to make certain that we've got a lot of friends that are working with us, people that are helping us. We need these yard signs up. We need people out to vote. And we need your help with phone calls, with knocking on doors, with getting everybody out and getting them to work so that we make certain that we get the vote out. The only poll that counts is the poll on November 6th, and we want to make certain that with the governor's race, the state legislative races, our congressional races, this U.S. Senate race, we want to make certain that we are winning every one of these races. Now, there's one thing I want to ask all of you to do to help me. Are you ready to win this race? Yeah! Are you ready to help me? Yeah! Okay. Now I don't know if this is true. My husband says it is. But you know, we've got back to school. Kids are back in school. Everybody needs a science project, right? We've all done those with kids and grandkids. So my husband says, if you put this decal on the back glass of your car, if you put it there and drive your car around with this decal on it, that you are going to get better gas mileage. So, what I need, here's your science project. What I need is for each and every one of you to put this decal on the back glass in your car, drive around with it, and then let me know if you get better gas mileage. I'm sure you probably will. Because you know, if you let all your friends know you're supporting Marsha Blackburn for Senate, that you are going to get the hardest working U.S. Senator in the United States, and that she is going to take your values to Washington, D.C. and put them to work for you. So let's all get to work. Let's go win these races. God bless you all. Thank you for being here.